Yeah, you're listening to Independent TV 7, wherever you may be listening from. Good morning and good afternoon, and also good evening. Yes, as why Buhari is fine. Shehu has spoken in the last few days now. Garba Shehu has not been able to, support the blasphemy of his paymasters. We don't know where they went to hide. Femi Adesina also, they have a mincing word as Garba Shehu, the senior special assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on media and publicity, says the president is finding it difficult to finally root out Boko Haram from the country because of the antics of the terrorists. Shehu, who spoke on Friday while presenting a paper tagged fake news. That's what they always say, fake news, fake news. It challenges of the Northeast and of for the information management at the 10th year anniversary of the Federal University FUDMA FUDMA in Katsina State, said the insurgents are now hiding in the country's border with regards to the long and determined battle waged against the Boko Haram. Nigerians are aware of the effort made by this government. Well, I would say I think Buhari, came 2015. Since this Boko Haram is from his own region, the northern and southern, he said in less than 6 months Boko Haram will be eradicated. So 7-8 years down the line, it's becoming more intensive, and the insurgency is more appalling as it is in his own regime. The most affected, and if you count the number of deaths that this so-called Boko Haram has meted in the northern part, is even more than the military and the democracy during PDP regime combined. For you to know that they are clueless, especially this present administration. Buhari has really faulted Nnamdi Kanu. That's why Nnamdi Kanu most times will come and say this country called a contraption is a zoo. So if you put the gullible ones in most of the sensitive position of parastatals, this is what you see. When the government came to power, the terrorist group held and administered an area the size of Belgium. Now they hold none. The terrorists are hiding out amongst remote forests and across borders. Yes, I said it's just to change the narrative, and as it is, I believe they will be saying that it's a fake news, and this is what it is. If they are told us they are just hanging in borders, as you can listen, as you can see, Garba Shehu is telling us now that the Boko Haram are hanging in the border. They are hanging in the corner. They are hiding in the corner. They are, trying to hide and trying to play their games or to, terrorize the nation. But the question is, if truly the Boko Haram are hiding in borders, why is there state of emergency in Zamfara? Why is there state of emergency in Bauchi? Why is there a state of emergency in Plateau as it is? And you are telling us Boko Haram are hiding in just a small size of the border, so they are nowhere to be found. So for you to know that these people are still, becoming more political bigots, because the bigotry is just becoming alarming. So very, very clear that they are clueless. Well, it says this makes it difficult to extinguish the final flames of the insurgency, and the government has no illusions of the potent threat still posed. Well, they can't see it. They can't see the illusion, because when you tell us that they're hiding in borders, and who were the ones that gave you the information that they are hiding in borders? Why Gumi was telling you that vividly, that you shouldn't prescribe them terrorists because they are all over the street. They are walking, carrying AK-47, AK-49 up and down. You know them. You are seeing them. But just because of sentiment and marginalization, you just want your region or what they are preaching rather, if it favors you. That is what I would say, because they want to Islamize the country, and this is not an Islamization. It's not even an Islamization agenda. They want to take over the government through Islamic, because they believe if they can brainwash the so gullible northerners through that religion, and brainwash and tell them what is not even in the Quran, and add whatever they want them to believe. Yes, because they know they are so gullible, they pray a lot, they believe in their religion, so they use that religion to conquer them. And you could remember the so-called Boko Haram comprises of just 20% of Nigerians. The rest 80% are foreigners. The Chad, Niger, the Arabian, they are the descendants of ISIS, which is the Islamic State of international what's it called, society. Definitely yes. Well, that's why Garba Shehu is telling us that it makes it difficult to extinguish final flames just because he believes they are in the border. But in other words, if Boko Haram are in the border, that means no one is coming in, no one is going out. So it's another ball game entirely. Well, recent statistics have shown that over 14,500 Boko Haram members have voluntarily surrendered. Okay, that is coming from Garba Shehu. They surrendered. However, the progress made cannot be denied. According to Garba Shehu, Buhari has made a tremendous progress. Now, Buhari said in recent time that the so-called Boko Haram, they are foreigners. So, if you have told us that 14,500 Boko Harams have surrendered, that means foreigners have entered your country, surrendered to be citizens of your country, and when they want to unleash their threat, you don't have any option than to accept, because now you want to integrate them into the society. They will cause havoc for you, and that is why the United States have deemed it that they should bring out report. The violation of human rights is becoming so alarming, because they already know that these Boko Haram, they are not Nigerians, they are not even the citizens, and giving them amnesty over what they are supposed to go back to their country if need be. And if you really want to pardon them, they should go back to their country. So if they have surrendered, why didn't you allow Sunday Igboho or Nnamdi Kanu to surrender and then let them keep quiet or thereabout? However, the progress made cannot be denied. That's what is coming from Garba Shehu. We said in the face of rising crime and insecurity, the government's new community policing initiative was launched. Okay, the Buhari's spokesman said the president deserves credit over his efforts in tackling the farmer elder crisis in the country. No, I will dispute that fact. Buhari has done nothing concerning the farmer elders crisis. It was a reprisal that was coming from the rural area, the community, and it was becoming so alarming. That was why the farmer elder crisis, came down. It was not the effort of the government. Instead, when the so-called herdsmen, invaded Ibarakpa, destroyed so many things, the OPC, which is the Odua People's Congress, arrested some of the kingpins and took them to police station. Instead of the so-called criminal to be detained, the people, or the OPC, which is the Odua People's Congress, that brought them, were the one that was detained. They released those Fulani, and you are telling us he has this question should go to so-called Garba Shehu. If you had said that Buhari has done a workable or try to settle amicably what is going on between the farmers and elders since 1966, that is the first president. Okay, what happened in 1967? Well, the threat to civilians and peaceful coexistence between different ethnic and religious groups from farmer elder clashes, banditry and land disputes are of serious concern to the Buhari government. Buhari is serious about it, but you, Garba Shehu, Femi Adesina, Lai Mohammed, Malami, you are not serious about it, because eventually you are just playing politics. You are playing to the gallery. Well, your submission do not hold water, and that is what it is. Well, if President Buhari deems fit and believes that he has therefore been warning against social media disruptive and decisive influences on and the government's action is not a knee-jerk reaction to Twitter's posterior deletion of his tweet, which should have been read in full. Well, this is what Garuba have been saying. Garba Shehu is just saying those words just to please his paymaster. Well, this is not the topic for today. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain. I would like you to share your views towards this. By Garba Shehu saying Buhari is trying to make sure the farmer elder crisis. We are not talking about farmer elder crisis. This is not what you're talking about in Nigeria. Talk about the economy, how to pay back your debt. You are telling us farmer elder crisis, Boko Haram. It should be it should have been a forgotten issue. Well, since the government of Buhari is clueless, this is what we get.